this is your first, game week since, in 9 months. Just sort of maybe going back to Joe's original question, are there things that you're appreciating or, soaking in differently now after everything you've gone through, especially the decision that you made to come back?
Well, I think being appreciative of being able to continue to play is one thing. Yeah, the thing with that is you can never take it for granted, regardless of the position you're in. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's, yeah, like some guys have the luxury of finishing whole seasons, and other guys, as myself, I never had that luxury. So definitely cherishing the opportunity to continue to still be able to go out there and lead these guys.
Tua Tagovailoa talking about making it through a
1985.
full 17-game season. Peter, we're back. Peter, are you there?
Oh, sorry, Mike.
We're back.
I'm here.
And we're back. So, Tua Tagovailoa talking the luxury. And it's not, luxury implies a lot. There's a responsibility on the player to position himself to make it through 17 games. Why else would he have spent so much time this offseason practicing and training jiu-jitsu? And we've seen some of it already, glimpses of it during the preseason, where he takes a hit, he's falling down, and instead of landing backward and having his head possibly strike the turf, he spins, he lands. You have to learn how to get rid of the football so you don't take those hits. You have to learn when you do take those hits how to fall so that you don't hit your head on the turf. Little things like that add up, and the challenge is when you're in that moment and you're doing everything you can to help your team win, do you have the presence of mind to keep yourself healthy? That competitive fire takes over. And we see it time and again. Quarterbacks want to drop a shoulder and deliver a blow. They don't want to go out of bounds. They want to get their team fired up, and that's fine, but every time you do that, it carries a risk, an incremental risk, that's going to be the thing that knocks you out. So that's one of the ways you get through 17 games. You commit yourself to doing everything you can to keep yourself healthy when you're out there on the field. We'll find out starting Sunday, Dolphins-Chargers, one of the great games in Week 1. Can Tua Tagovailoa stay healthy enough to keep going through, check the box every week, and play the whole season?
Yeah, I remember, Mike, I sat with Tua Tagovailoa in training camp, and one of the other things that he and also Mike McDaniel talked about was the fact that, look, last year, Teddy Bridgewater told Mike McDaniel something about physicality and playing the quarterback position. He said, you know what is the crazy thing about the way we treat quarterbacks in the NFL? He said, all through the offseason, in the workouts and in mini camps, in OTAs, and then in training camps, nobody touches the quarterback. And then on opening day of the football season, it's everybody is hunting the quarterback and trying to hit him and trying to knock him down. And as Teddy Bridgewater told Mike McDaniel, he said it's like going from 0 to 60. And, should you do things that way? So Mike McDaniel said it just made an awful lot of sense to me. So in the off-season program that Mike McDaniel had, I'm not saying he had Tua tackled, but he had Tua often, pushed around a little bit, having physical contact with him, trying to get him ready for what's coming on September 10th against the Chargers. So I think that's another part of it. But you raised the point, and one of the things that Tagovailoa said to me is, listen, I got this new helmet, this position-specific helmet that Vices has designed, that the NFL has promoted. I'm going to try it. They say maybe it's only 1% better or just a little bit better, but if that 1% can help me a little bit, I'll take it. And he told me, he said, in fact, the helmet is lighter than my other helmet. So obviously that's a good thing, or he felt that was a good thing. And then the jiu-jitsu thing, You fall more in a fetal position than just whatever. You don't even think about it. So look, I think he's done just about as much as he could this year with the help of Chris Greer, the general manager, Mike McDaniel, the head coach, with the help of people who have it front of mind that we don't want to get into a position where, we got to rely on Mike White for 5 games. We want our quarterback to play for 16 or 17 games. So I think they've done about as much as they can, Mike.
For the Dolphins, it's about keeping Tua Tagovailoa healthy. For the Chargers, it's about keeping everybody else healthy. And that's what we get into with them every year.
Yeah.
It's always something with the Chargers. There's always an injury or a cluster of injuries. But here we are. Everyone's healthy. Dolphins coming to town. Chargers are 3-point favorites. And the bigger question is, what can they do offensively with Kellen Moore in? A lot of pressure on him to deliver because Brandon Staley's seat is getting hot. A lot of coaches out there would love to have the opportunity to work with Justin Herbert. Do you think Kellen Moore can do enough to really unlock the potential, Peter, of the Chargers offense?
Well, in the middle of August, Mike, I sat in a meeting with Brandon Staley and Kellen Moore for about an hour, and they were talking a lot about about their offense and how they want to be wide open. And look, Brandon Staley has nothing against Joe Lombardi. He was the offensive coordinator the last 2 years, but I just don't think he felt kind of simpatico with Joe Lombardi. I think he feels like he has somebody in that seat right now who is the offensive version of him, an imaginative guy who all things are wide open. And I'll tell you what impressed me, what I left that hour with, Mike. I think you're going to see the Los Angeles Chargers pressing the gas pedal down a lot more on offense. I think we've all talked about, okay, in Baltimore, with the new offensive coordinator, a new offense, hey, Lamar Jackson finally, now that Todd Monken is putting pedal to the metal, they're going to run a lot more plays and put a lot more pressure on the defense. I would bet that by the end of this year, the team that we look at that looks really different from last year is the Chargers, because I think they're going to play a lot of tempo on offense.
Well, and if they don't, there's going to be major changes, I think, by next year for the Chargers. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.